Troy Deeney is going to go line by line to give us what he thinks is going to be Thomas Tuchel's best 11 for England in the 2026 World Cup. And as we know, England do have an embarrassment of riches, particularly in some positions. So they're going to have to be some tough cuts. But we're going to start with going back to front with the goalkeeper position, Troy. So what do you think? Who is going from the goalkeeper group?
Yes, so for total clarity, this is what I think Thomas Tuchel will pick. Now we've got some friendlies coming up, but I think this is what he's going to pick. So in goal is going to be Jordan Pickford. I think that's the most nailed on, just behind Harry Kane. We know that the top and bottom of the pitch is taken care of. Jordan has been excellent for England. Making some big saves and obviously coming up in big moments for penalties. But I think he's a solid, sure hand. On the right, are we going right back or are we going left back first? Oh, the whole back line is just going to get shown, I'm being told. So I'm going to go left back. I think it's going to be Livramento. I think we're going to have John Stones. I think we're going to have Mark Guehi. And I think we're going to have Reece James. Reece James, he loves, obviously worked with him at Chelsea, has been fantastic, has also managed him really well. Left him out of the last international, said go and take a break. We know you have an injury history, but we need you long term. I question whether John Stones should be in there just for the fragility of him. I think Konza should be in there, but I know Thomas Tuchel loves him a lot, so that's where he's going to go.
Why do you think Tuchel rates him higher then?
Arguably, in my opinion, the best footballing player that we have, best footballing defender.
Troy, again, I take your point that this is Thomas Tuchel's thoughts. This isn't necessarily your starting 11. But in Stones and James, you've got two injury-prone players. Does that ring alarm bells for you straight away?
It does when you go to tournaments, because obviously once they're out, they're basically out, aren't they? If you get a hamstring or even a rolled ankle, you can miss a large part of it. So for me...
He has got cover, though.
Yes.
So if we say John Stones, for example, who we also know what he brings, he can step into midfield, which he likes.
That's what he wants him to do as a six,
if John Stones breaks down, Ezra Konza is ideal to step into his position. So, for instance, Livramento, I really like him because he can play either fullback. He can play both sides.
And also with Livramento, they left him with the under-21s to go and get that competition experience in the summer. Obviously, they went on to win it. So he's used to being in competition, used to travelling. And, we are going to talk about the cover later on in the show. Yeah. So I won't go into too much detail on the other things.
That's what we call it, teams, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep a bit back. You don't want to give it up and give him everything. In midfield, we are going to go Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson as the two holding midfielders. For me, Rice is nailed on again. Elliot Anderson came in maybe 2 windows ago in terms of the international window, did exceptionally well. And from there, has not only done well for England, has carried on thriving for Nottingham Forest. So I think he's just nailed his place in now. And the three in front, this is where I would probably have a problem long term, but I think it's going to be Rashford on the left, obviously having a good start at Barcelona, showing everybody what he is capable of, which obviously in itself brings problems because we are now allowed to ask, where has this person been for the last 3 years? Also, Jude Bellingham, superstar, left out of the previous squads, but come back from injury, done exceptionally well for Real Madrid. I think we go as far as him. And Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side, Mr. Dependable, always available both for club and country, exceptional. And then I'll let you have a guess, Lahoud. Who do you think is going to be up front?
So, it's not Krusty the Clown. It's Harry Kane.
There you go. Harry Kane.
Krusty the Clown.
Simpsons reference.
Come on,
Jeff.
Jeff, I'm with you. I didn't know.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, let's not ruin the segment talking about Simpsons. Harry Kane up front, obviously scoring goals for bucket loads for Bayern Munich. 22 goals already this season. The guy's just a goal-scoring machine. We spoke about Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. This is another one in that same bracket. His desire to score goals is frightening. And I just think that's a team. Anyone think any different? Want to put anything in there?
Yeah, I'm curious because Anthony Gordan is featured in the last couple camps, right?
Yep.
Is it Rashford and Gordan going for the same position?
Yep. I think so.
Okay.
I think so, but I think he just likes Marcus's raw pace. Obviously, the fact he plays for Barcelona, he's used to having that pressure and expectation to go and deliver. And the fact that he brought Marcus back in out of the cold it suggests he's in that as well.
Couldn't you argue that Marcus Rashford is actually under a bit less pressure right now at Barcelona because of how many? So in a way, and Barcelona plays such a particular way of football and the way that they attack, I think has put Rashford in a position where he's reaped the rewards of that, both 100%. Setting up and scoring goals. So would that translate in an international competition?
Hopefully it should give him the confidence. And I totally take your point, because I think when you're preparing to stop Barcelona, Rashford now becomes like player 3 or 4. When you play Man United, it was stop Rashford.
Right.
So it's now like Lamine Yamal, it's Lewandowski, it's Rafinha, it's anyone who plays in the 10, it's any of the 6s. So I think that lack of pressure on him is obviously giving it, but I also think the foundation and the expectation that Barcelona will not allow. Do you remember he scored 2 against Newcastle and they got dropped for being late? They don't allow any of that bad behaviour, whereas at Man United, he scored 2 against Newcastle, be late, start and get a 5-year deal. That was just how it was kind of rewarded for it. So I think we're going to see the best version of him. I think if you look over the course of his career, every time there's a major tournament, he has a spike. They're the big seasons he's had around Euros and World Cups, and then he'll go flat again. And that's not a dig at him, that's just factual. So I hope he does well, and I hope I have to do an interview a year from now going, guys, I'm so wrong about it. But I'm just saying history shows you what people do.
And we'll roll in the clip. Don't you worry about that.
And, I mean, the debate here is, do we think this is Thomas Tuchel's ideal starting 11? And it's quite interesting, if you look back at the players who've had the most minutes under Tuchel, because that normally gives you an indication into a
But they all play for Chelsea.
Manager's thinking. Well, missing from that group is, but there's a change in circumstances, Myles Lewis-Skelly.
Yep.
He's in there. You're missing Rodgers as well. And believe it or not, again, because it was due to injury, and this you will understand, is, Konza has played more as well, and Madueke.
Yeah, obviously been injured at the moment.
Yeah, so he's got players he likes, and that's what, for me, which is interesting about this, is what we're trying to work out what is in Thomas Tuchel's mind. I don't think it'll be too far away from that, but there's some others here who might get further up, and we'll come to later in the show, that get further up the pecking order in terms of how close they are, how much they're pushing that starting 11, and also where there might be a tactical tweak. And also, these aren't friendlies, these are World Cup qualifiers. Although they have qualified England, these are still World Cup games. And they will want to keep their perfect record, which they have at the moment. They want to keep that togetherness. And Harry Kane has talked about, I quite liked what he came out and said as well. He said, look, no drop-offs, just because we've qualified, no people pulling out the squads. We all report. Don't matter how injured you are, you turn up and you get going.
Have you not heard all this before? I'm the biggest England fan. I want us to win. We've heard all this before. We've heard everyone needs to be on it. This is our year. It's like we've got to. We've been.
No, he didn't say. No, he didn't say. He was talking about specifically the.
Yeah, everyone turned up with keeping the momentum.
Yeah.
But the point, what I'm saying to you is, we hear the same things. The same pattern has happened with England, and unfortunately, until they get over the line, it's got to be the same thing. We dominate in the qualifiers. We do well against the lesser teams. We get to the semis and the finals against the bigger teams, the ones you have to win to get over the line, and we just fall short.
Yeah, but I equally dislike when we get beaten with a stick as England fans. Oh, you're all the same, you're all arrogant, it's coming home, you all think you're going to win the World Cup. What are you supposed to say? OK, here's our team, we've got no chance.
No, of course.
You had said something that really caught my ear, and I think when you look at this camp, you look at this window, the biggest talking point is Jude Bellingham coming back in the fold. So Jude Bellingham left out, and we heard the perceived controversial comments of Tuchel that he wasn't football ready. Right? So he's gotten his goals. Is the number 10 position the best position for Jude, or should you go a flat 3? Because that middle of the park, you still have players like a Cole Palmer who will come back healthy at some point. Morgan Rogers is in the debate. But where do you fit all these players in?
But that in itself is a massive statement, because, and I agree with Troy, he's putting him in there. There's been a fractious relationship between Tuchel and Bellingham, and they have a surfeit of number 10s, England. They've got 4, I think, at least, who could all play in that position, and all top-class players. But he's nailing his colours to the mast, which is not particularly difficult in the level of talent that Jude Bellingham has. But he's going to back him. I think we'll see that relationship repaired in these next 2 games. I hope we do.
Until it's not, right? Until it goes a little bit awry and there's a problem. Again, I just think when you're talking about the squad is fantastic. The harsh reality of it is Gareth Southgate was amazing. He took us from being a bit of a joke, didn't he, media-wise, and the way we was perceived, to being real contenders. Just couldn't get over the line, and that's just unfortunate. Now the expectation is that Thomas Tuchel's been brought in because he wins things. So you have to win. You have to go. It's not arrogant to say, it's coming home and we think our expectation is to win. But it is also fair to say we've seen this story before. So until we win, unfortunately, because we've been so good, you have to now say, until you win, it's not going to change. For me, the bits that change now will be the harsh decisions. If Bellingham isn't playing well, do you drop him and put Palmer on the bench? Because we've had tournaments in years gone past. I'll go back to the Euros. Harry Kane was injured in that. Played every single game. And we knew he was injured. We knew he was carrying injuries. But we still played him. You've got Ivan Toney, you've got Watkins on the side. So how do you not make the changes? And this is what I think Thomas Tuchel will be judged on. Do you make those harsh calls to win the game?
Now, you have already given us
these
locked-in players at the top,
These
right?
guys, they're on the plane, as me and Geoff were just alluded to. They've had their seatbelt on, they're reading their magazines, they've ordered a drink from the hostess. You've got Henderson, you've got Trafford, you've got Konza, you've got Bird, Trent Alexander-Arnold, you've got Eze, you've got Cole Palmer, you've got Ollie Watkins, you've got Anthony Gordan. These, in my opinion, are all locked in.
Where's Pickford?
He's starting. Remember, Geoff?
Yeah.
Keep up. Sorry, guys, he hasn't had his coffee this morning. He's not keeping
this
up.
idea now.
Yes, right. So
just the numbers, and we all love numbers. So with the locked players, that's now 20 players on the squad for England. On the plane, some in first class, some economy, some in the back in the toilet.
This is the England boys. We only do private. Frozen out people we think that won't make it and just Thomas is not interested in. Calling off the people that we thought would be there, but are now just not playing for their clubs. Injury are starting to come the other way. And pretty toasty is the guys who are close to it and have to keep really performing throughout the rest of the season if they want to get into red hot lock.
So when we start from the bottom, just pick a name and roll with it.
I'm going to go with Myles Lewis-Skelly first. He was one you would say was started in pretty toasty, but he's actually coming into cooling off now. Thomas Tuchel has just spoken about how he now needs to be playing. He's obviously not playing at Arsenal. Arsenal had this fantastic start. They've brought Hinkembe in as well at the back. I just think he's now got to look at a loan. Otherwise, he's trending towards being frozen out.
Big call, sending him on loan. Big call.
You've got to play this.
What about the fact he can play midfield? Does that get him a bit warmer?
No, he's still called off. He's got to play. You've got to be fit. You've got to be playing to be doing that. Djed Spence, I would say he's pretty toasty. I think he is just at the back. He's obviously can play left back or right back. He's had an okay start for Spurs. Obviously, we saw recently after the loss, he had a little bit of a feud with Thomas Frank. So let's see how that develops. But at this moment in time, I think he's one that they are talking about. Jordan Henderson, again, for me, pretty toasty. I think the next four are all pretty toasty. For some reason, a little error in production, by the way. Ollie Watkins is on twice. Just an FYI. That's how I keep my eye on it. Don't worry, we will have a chat about that after the show. But the next three, these two here are all in pretty toasty. For me, they are trending at the moment. You alluded to Phil Foden in where he's at and what he's tried to do. Obviously had a real good Champions League moment, but if you look over his England career, it's left a lot to be desired. Madueke was doing excellently well. Unfortunately, got injured for Arsenal. Wharton has been called up a few times but got injured. This is the first time he's going to be around. I think he's a very good, solid player. We know what Jordan Henderson brings, and I think he could be coming more of a vibe check. Keep everybody happy, keep everybody aligned at what they're trying to do. These are the ones now that are really, really interesting for me. I think this guy, Nico O'Reilly, could be on the plane. I'm really close to putting him in locked in, but I'm going to put him on pretty toasty. I think he's in a situation now where he's playing week in, week out for Man City. He's holding off Noni and keeping him away. And I just think he's going to go from strength to strength. Plays at left back, natural left footer. We don't have many of those in England. And he's been exceptional. Hello.
Is it him or Shaw?
Well, we're going to get to Shaw.
No, it's a straight fight.
Like yesterday, Geoff, he says Troy's picks. Just wait, you're next.
While on Troy's picks, I mean, there's 6 spots left, and you're already pretty toasty.
Yeah, of course. Okay. This is where we go. I think frozen out is Jack Grealish. I think frozen out is Luke Shaw. I think both of these players are just, unfortunately, I don't think he likes Jack's characteristics. I don't think Jack's done anything wrong. I think he's playing well. But I think it's an unfair representation of Jack that he's a bit of a party boy and all these things. Yeah. I think he's a good pro. Obviously, just had a baby as well and performing excellently well for Everton. I think Luke Shaw's just unlucky. Because I think Martinez will be back for Man United. I don't think he's going to play enough games between now and the end of the season to get him in it. And also he's been injured before.
And the emergence of O'Reilly.
Yes, yeah, that's a fair assessment. I would go calling off Jarrod Bowen. Ooh. It's a big call, but West Ham have been poor. He's having to do an awful lot with a terrible team. And unless they start to pick it up, just because of the amount of sheer talent we have up there, you're now starting to see that. The only one you could make an argument for swapping Jarrod Bowen with is Ollie Watkins if Ollie stays injured and doesn't hit the form that we know he can. But I think Ollie will come good. Again, down here, Branthwaite, at the moment you'd have to put him frozen out. Injured, hasn't played this season. Scott, we don't know. I'm going to put him in calling off. Done okay for Bournemouth. He's not a bad player, he's not a good player, he's a solid player. Everyone in the football world will love him.
Big camp for him.
Yeah, but he plays as an 8. We don't play 8s. We play 2 6s and a 10. I don't know. I'm going to call it off. Hopefully he has a look and he gets the feel of it. And this one is really, really interesting. Because at the moment, if you'd have asked me at the start of the season after the Club World Cup with Delap, I would have said Delap was a lock-in. He's been injured. He's come back, he gets sent off. He plays against Wolverhampton Wanderers and he was poor. I'm going to put him in calling off, and that's a big drop. It's a big drop. No, I'm going to make a bigger call. Let's go frozen out. I don't think he makes it. I just don't think he's trusting. I just don't think he trusts him enough. Unless he has a real solid end to the season, I'm just not sure that whether he's going to make the ship. And also, sorry to interrupt, he can only play striker. Yeah. Everybody else we're looking at has got multiple positions that they can play. He can only play striker.
Can I ask how the difference between him and him? Can both play wide. Have both played up top as well. Is that quite a tight competition, those two?
In my opinion, no. I think Jarrod's very, very good. I think the pace and the power of Anthony Gordan, just lightning quick. If you see him now for Newcastle, he's growing as well. He's coming and taking over games.
He's not in great form for Newcastle right now.
No, he's been good.
He's been getting goals here and there, though.
Yeah, but he's been good in terms of, if Newcastle are good, it's because he plays well. It's not the other way around. If he has a bad day, the whole of Newcastle has a bad day. I'm not seeing anybody else really raise the game to take it forward. Look, again, that's just right here, right now. Obviously, everything is subject to change, but I just think we're in there. And if you can only put out, if you, the harshest teacher I've ever had in my life, can only pick one, that's not bad.
No, I just asked what the difference was. I have concerns about the number of strikers that are going as well.
So Shreevesy, and it leads me to this, right? I'm not buying that Ollie Watkins can get on the plane and stay on the plane if he continues the torrid start he's had. He's had 1 in 15, right? Maybe 1 in 16, 1 goal in 16 matches. That is not the replacement for Harry Kane. Harry Kane has had injury issues going into international tournaments.
Where is the replacement for Harry Kane?
That's my question, can he somehow leapfrog Ollie Watkins if he turns up? Or is Watkins trusted?
It may well be in already Troy's interpretation of who he thinks Thomas Tuchel will take. He might think that Marcus Rashford, even though he doesn't want to be a striker, he's the replacement for Harry Kane. He's got Ollie Watkins. Or can he push Jude up top?
Yeah, I think that's good. You both moaned about one each. I'm happy.
No, speaking of which, look, if you think Troy's tiers are good, if you think they're not good, let us know in the comments or just get at Troy, at Troy Deeney.
Do people still send letters?
Socials.
Do people still send letters? Send us a letter to CBS. I haven't read a letter in years.